Hello students, in our today's video we are going to start chapter 4 Physical Education and Sports for Children with Special Needs. In this video we will discuss the concept of disability and disorder. And second topic is types of disability like cognitive disability, intellectual disability and physical disability and their causes and nature. And third topic is types of disorder. Now start with concept of disability and disorders.
Now start with obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder is a mental health disorder that affect people of all age and walk of life. It occurs when an individual gets caught in a cycle of obsessions and compulsions. It can be said that person with OCD are plucked or contact thought of fear that cause them to conform routine rituals or routines. It means a mental disorder in which people have unwanted and repeated thoughts, feelings, idea, sensations, and behavior that drive them to do something over and over. OCD is a common, chronic, and long lasting disorder. In this disorder, a person has uncontrollable recurring thoughts and behaviors that a person feels the urge to repeat over and over. It is a disorder where people feel the need to check things repeatedly, perform certain routines repeatedly, or have certain thoughts repeatedly. Now let's see causes of obsessive compulsive disorder. The exact cause of obsessive compulsive disorder is still unknown. Research studies suggest that there may be problem with the way one part of the brain sends information to another part. Serotonin is the chemical in which brain that send message from one part to another. Insufficient of serotonin may help in causing obsessive compulsive disorder. Now let's see obsessive thought can include fear of germs or getting dirty, worries about getting hurt or other being hurt, need for things to be placed in an exact order, believe that certain number of color are good or bad, contact awareness of blinking, breathing or other body sensations. Compulsive habit can include washing hands many times in a row, doing tasks in a specific order every time or a certain good number of times, repeated checking on a lock door, light switch and other things, need to count things like steps or bottles, putting item in an exact order like can with labels facing front, fear of touching doorknobs, using public toilets or shaking hands, contact praying, hoarding things. These are the compulsive habits in human being. Now let's see the OCD diagnosis. A doctor may be a physical exam and blood test to make sure something else is not causing your symptoms. They will also talk with you about your feelings, thoughts, and habits. Now let's see the OCD treatment. We can control the OCD with the help of meditation, relaxation, psychotherapy, and neuromodulation. Now start with medication. Certain psychiatric medication can help control the obsessive and compulsions of OCD. Most commonly, antidepressants are tried first. Something medications are psychotherapy after effective enough of control OCD symptoms. Second one is psychotherapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, a type of psychotherapy, is effective for many people. Now let's see psychotherapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, a type of psychotherapy, is effective for many people with OCD. Exposure and response preventions, a type of CBT therapy, involves gradually exposing the sufferers to a feared object or obsessions, such as that, teaching healthy ways to cope with an anxiety. Now let's start disability etiquette. It is a set of guidelines dealing especially with how to approach people with disabilities. It is a preferred etiquette when meeting, introducing, writing about, assisting, or enjoy the commonly of persons who has a disability. Now start some points. If you want to help someone with a disability, ask if he or she needs it and listen any instructions the person may want to give. Give extra time to a person with disability to get things done or start talking. Let the person set a pace for walking and talking. Treat adult like adult and not like children. Now let's see first point of wheelchair etiquette. Do not patronize people who use wheelchair by patting them on the head. Do not learn or hang on someone's wheelchairs. Ask for permission before touching someone's wheelchair. Do not stand over them for too long. Place yourself at the wheelchair user's eye level. Now let's see the next topic is visual disability etiquette. Give clean directions including obstruction if any. Do not hold the arms of a person with vision impairment in order to guide them. Allow a person with vision impairment to take your arms. Guide rather than push or lead the person. Use specifics such as go 100 feet to the left or 20 steps to the right. Always introduce yourself before starting the conversation. Now let's see, the next topic is hearing disability etiquettes. Do not shout. Make sure there is no background noise or loud conversation behind. Tap the person on the shoulder or wave your hand. Look directly at the person and speak clearly and slowly to allow the person to read your lips. Not everyone with hearing impairment can lip read. Face a light source and keep your hands food away from your mouth when speaking. Written notes may also help. Now next topic is hearing disability etiquette. Learning disability etiquettes. Speak very slowly and politely. Use small word and sentence. Use illustration to communicate. Listen very carefully and attentively to what they want to convey. Now next one is speech disability etiquette. Do not speak fast or rush such a person. Do not pretend to understand what they are saying. Allow them to repeat. Let them complete what they want to say. Do not complete it for them. Do not correct them, instead encourage them. Now let's start our next topic, advantages of physical activity for children with special need. Now let's see the advantage of physical activity for children with special needs. Improvement in muscle strength, coordination and flexibility. Improve exercise endurance, cardiovascular efficiency and possibly increase life expectancy. Experience better balance, motor skills and body awareness. Improvement in behavior, academics, self-confidence and building friendships. Benefits from regular physical activity and children with special needs will help positive changes in their health, quality of life and boost their self-esteem. Experience a sense of accomplishment and possibly the taste of winning or personal satisfaction. Experience increases in attention span on task behavior and level of correct responding. Increase appetite and improve quality of sleep. Decrease in secondary health complications like obesity, high blood pressure and low blood pressure, cholesterol and diabetes. Will find an outlet for their physical energy, will help them cope with stress, anxiety and depression. Now these are the advantages of physical activity for children with special needs. Now let's see the strategies to make physical activities accessible to children with special need. Education is a basic right that we use to improve children with disability ranging from mental disability or hearing impairment, visual handicap or speech impairment. Focus on making these special needs a part of the productive society is a worth aim. We need to plan for activities keeping in mind the interest and ability of them children. Now first is health checkups. Regular and detailed medical assessment of all special needs children is a must. Second point is individual needs. Assessment of each child needs to be done so that the special customized adapted program is made for them. Third point is specialized equipments. Size, weight, shape and color of playing equipment also has to be customized. Next point is playing equipments. Playing areas need to be modified. The size of playground maybe need to be decreased or more lights and louder music and provision of handrails. Playing rules. These also have to change suitably. Playing rules should be easier and more flexible. The rules can be regulated accordingly. Past performance and existing skills should also be considered while making rules for such children. Training of educators. It is of vital importance. All instructors should undergo specialized training to handle special needs children. And last and most important, safety supervision. Trained medical supervision is desirable. On-site occupational and physical therapy should be available. These are the strategies to make physical activities accessible to children with special needs.